This is a little boy named Tommy, and he's in trouble. Yes, so today I'm reading this book called Tommy's Trouble. Trouble. And this book, and it's made by Kim Butler, and when I say this book was made by Kim Butler, I mean it is written and all the words that he written and illustrated was all by Kim Butler. Let's get into it. Time's up. Mr. Jenkins called everyone. Turn in your test now. Okay, so they are having a little test, and about this test was a history, I guess. Tommy set down his pencil and took a deep breath. He had spent a lot of weekends studying for this history test, but he still wasn't sure that he could pass. This year's school has been extra hard. Last week, Norma had seen the C on Tommy's history test. She said, "You're getting dumber and dumber, Tommy. And she's mean." And by saying that, I mean she's using bad words. Like these are censored, so I can't just use them. She can't just use them, otherwise she'd be in jailed. No, sorry, I mean she's mean guy. A very mean guy. So if I delete all of the censored bad words, I could get you're getting bad censored and bad words, Tommy. She held up her history test that had an A. "You should study more and play less." Yeah, that's a recommend. That's a recommend. Then you could get an A like me. Yeah, she's right, you know. Tommy hasn't said anything to Norma, but he has studied hard. "I hope I pass this test," Tommy thought, but Tommy's score on the test was only a B. "I don't think I'll try anymore," he said to himself. "I guess I'm getting dumber." That afternoon, Tommy got a note from his friend, Jason. "Meet me at the park after school. Bring your book." Tommy read the note. "I wonder which book Jason is talking about," he thought to himself. "I guess I'm bringing my notebook." After school, Tommy waited at the park with his notebook. Jason came riding up on his bike. He stopped next to Tommy and frowned. And half a frown look. "Where's your bike?" he asked. "My bike?" Tommy asked. "I left it at home in the garage. I brought my notebook." "Did you get the note?" Jason asked. "Sure I did," Tommy said, pulling the paper out of his pocket. "Here it is." "Jason, you said you to bring my book, and I did." Jason looked at the note. "And what's wrong with you? It says bring your bike, not your book. Can't you even read?" And he's like, can't read in Ohio. No, I'm just kidding though. Tommy squinted at the note and studied it for a long time. Finally he said, "Oh, it does. I'll go get my bike." That night, Tommy got out his homework. He had to write a report. He spent a long time writing it. Finally, after an hour and a half, he was finished. His head hurt and his eyes felt dry. "Tommy, what's the trouble?" his mother asked. She sat down beside him at the table. "Mom, I'm dumb and I can't even read very well." Then what happened to your eyes?" Tommy explained. Tommy's mother reached out to give him a hug. "Don't be silly," she said. "You're a terrified reader, and you aren't dumb. What are you talking about?" Tommy explained how he had worked so hard to study for the test and still got a B. He explained how he had misread the note from Jason. Then Tommy's mother looked at the paper where Tommy had written his report. "Wow, Tommy, this handwriting is awful. How long do you spend writing it?" she asked. Then she looked at Tommy. He's rubbing his forehead with his hand. "Tommy, did your eyes ache?" Tommy nodded his head. "I know what to do," his mother said. "Tomorrow I take you to see an eye doctor. And if you look closely, look, really bad writing. It's really worse that I can't even see it. It didn't make sense at all." The next day, Tommy went to the eye doctor. The doctor shined a special light in his eyes. He told Tommy to read letters on the chart. Finally, the doctor said, "Tommy, you need the glasses. I'm amazed that you have been able to do any reading or schoolwork this year." A few days later, Tommy went to school with his new glasses. He was amazed at how different things looked. He could see the signs on the wall. He could see the buttons of people's shirts. Wait, so before that he could see the signs on the wall and not on buttons on people's shirts. He could see the messages that were scratched up to the desk. But most of all, he could see all the words in his book and on his papers. Studies was a lot easier. The next week, Tommy took another history test. He wondered how well he could do on it. When his test came back, there was a big A+ at top of the page. Tommy smiled and his eyes twinkled through his glasses. Without the glasses, he wouldn't do a lot. With his glasses, he could do a lot better than last time. Last time he got B, but now he got an A with a plus sign on it. Yep, and there you go. A little boy with his glasses on named Tommy had just passed the test with an A+. More? Passed the exam, passed the test with an A+. And there you go.